Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru, and tonight I'll be discussing my coverage of Alien Earth, the new Noah Hawley TV series on Hulu. It has, I believe, 5 episodes out as of now. Really interesting stuff here, expanding the lore of Ridley Scott's Alien universe. So let's get into this. I have done a previous video talking about the first 3 episodes, so if you haven't seen that video yet, you can go on my channel and check that out. But this is going into episode 4 and 5. Starting off, we've got episode 4, Observation, which is very interesting. An unexpected connection is formed while a convert pilot puts everyone in danger. So very interesting. This episode we did get to see a little bit more between Wendy and her brother, them all in Neverland now, reporting in on Mr. Cavalier and performing experiments with the creatures, of course, trying to understand them, which that's very fascinating. We hear that Wendy has a new sonic ability to mimic the creature's sounds, which is very interesting. It seems like she might be a mother to an up-and-coming xenomorph, so that's really interesting stuff. Kind of interesting that they are setting up that one of the children is going to maybe work with the cyborg to infiltrate Neverland. It is interesting as well that episode 5 is titled In Space, No One. Of course, last part is Hears You Scream, but an outer space vessel in peril leads to a dangerous reckoning. So episode 5, I like the flashback. We get to see, of course, what happens on the ship, how the specimens get out. Very interesting take on the first Alien movie, because it is sort of like a Alien movie in a short episode, so that's very fascinating. I guess you're kind of rooting for the crew to live, but of course we all know they're going to be dead because of how the show opens. But it is fascinating that it's a flashback episode midway through the series. They could have explained maybe what happened to the crew right early on, but they wanted to kind of keep that suspense, and this way we do get to go back and forth from the ship, because a lot of people did say, oh, right after the 3rd episode, they're done with the ship, they're going back to Neverland, and now we are getting a bit of flashback. So that's good. Really creepy creatures in this, guys. Highly recommend for you guys that love horror television. This is kind of their substitute for not having an American Horror Story script ready, which is fascinating. A lot of people are talking about when they're going to reboot that. I know there's a couple of specials that they're eyeing to do, but that's my Alien Earth coverage. Now let's go into movie news and topics that we all like to discuss. Got a bit of a script here I can go off of. Just last couple of days, news breaking stories. We got Quentin Tarantino wanted to make a Silver Surfer movie, which is very interesting. That apparently the studio wouldn't give him enough money to do his big budget project, but we could have gotten a Silver Surfer from Quentin Tarantino. We also got let's see, Icespice making her acting debut in Highest to Lowest with Denzel Washington, which is playing in theaters now. Really cool to hear about that. The Pit has been the lead out for several awards for Best Drama in Television. James Gunn is pleased by the success of Superman and is going to release a brand new sequel, which is going to be titled Manoftomorrow, after Supergirl. So that's very fascinating that we're going to be getting a direct sequel, even though he said he wasn't going to be working on a direct sequel. Now he is, slated to be out by 2027. So that's pretty fast. Going on, we got, let's see, Peacemaker Season 2 crossed the Season 1 finale viewership by 30% for the first 2 episodes of the series. So that's really good viewership on HBO. Going on, we did get a full trailer for Fallout Season 2 I talked about. And we're now getting still images of the show as well. Breaking Star Wars news for Star Wars, the Starfighter film with Ryan Gosling, Mia Goth, Matt Smith, so many people now. They've got new talent added to the roster. We've got Amy Adams and Aaron Pierre, who are going to be really great stars to add to the cast. We don't know who exactly they're going to be in the story yet, but we did hear some scoop news from Jeff Schneider that the cinematographer is going to be Claudio Miranda, which she's been responsible for Top Gun Maverick and F1. So really good films, guys. I highly recommend you check out her work. She's of course done other things, but those are the 2 latest projects she's shot. We also got, let's see, Anthony Ilapontio has been cast in a prequel to the Rocky films. This is, I guess, going to be a documentary style on how the Rocky films got made. We have not heard about if Stallone is going to be involved in any way on making these. So far, he hasn't been contacted, but that's very interesting. So Bryan Singer and John Voight are working on a interesting film that's going to be focused on Israel occupying Lebanon, which that's gotten some controversial news coverage because, of course, Bryan Singer left Hollywood because of the accusations made about him acting inappropriately on set with people. He fled to Israel where they took him in, and now he's doing a film kind of exploiting Israel, so that's kind of interesting. There's going to be an Oz television series called Dorothy, produced by Gwen Stefani and Blake Sheldon's Christian-led company. So that's very fascinating as well. Nick Cage is going to do a religious horror film called The Carpenter's Son, which that's gotten a lot of people up in arms about, Passion of Christ 2 coming back and all this stuff. Hamlet trailer dropped, and I've recently seen Gladiator 2. I need to do a video on it, but I liked Paul Mescal in Gladiator 2, but the trailer for Hamlet got me really excited about his performance in that as well. What did you guys think of that? If you haven't seen it, check it out. Twilight films are going to get a re-release because the books are 20 years old, so that's very fascinating. We also got a couple re-releases right now with Jaws turning 50 and Back to the Future turning 40 at the end of October. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, is going to hit select theaters November 26th. So that's really cool. Warwick Davis is going to do play his role in the Harry Potter TV series for HBO. So that's really cool. Warwick Davis, he's a beloved actor. He was in Willow and other things. He's probably one of the only people they can allow to come back. Alan Richardson talks to James Gunn about the fact he has to face he's not going to play Batman. But he says he's up to play another role. So what could that possibly be? A lot of people are speculating Bane, or of course a Batman villain if he can't be the Knight, the man in the cowl himself. I'm not exactly sure who they could make him. I'd like to see Alan Richardson maybe as Deathstroke, or someone we haven't gotten to see a lot of in the DC before. Live action, at least. So going on, Supergirl is going to release July 26th, 2026. And then, of course, we're going to get Man of Tomorrow. I covered that, which is going to go right up alongside the Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday 2027 timeline, which a lot of people are worried that if James Gunn is going to come out with the film Man of Tomorrow in July, and they're going to try to release Avengers film in the summer as well. I think it's a summer release. It might have been pushed to December. I'm not exactly sure. I think I might have covered it did get pushed to December because Disney likes to keep their big releases like Avatar and Star Wars around the holidays. So it doesn't necessarily have to go up against it, but it would be interesting if another James Gunn film did successful in a time where Marvel films were coming out. Wicked for Good dropped a new teaser trailer, which was pretty good, from Universal. Put a lot of money behind it, so that's good. And Returning to Oz, some people I guess are likening it to Avatar, or some other franchise that people love, so that's cool. They are releasing Avatar Way of Water again for just a week to promote Avatar 3, Fire and Ash. Giorgioarmani passes away at 75, unfortunately. He lived a really long life, workaholic, historic fashion designer. He also was a film maker, producer, all kinds of stuff. He helped teach a whole generation on how to make art, make clothes, shoot, produce, a whole wide range of things. So a lot of people are really giving a big shout out to Giorgio Armani for changing the industry, changing how things were done. But that will do it for my bit of Newsweek coverage. What all did you guys like out of the stories? Is there anything new you haven't heard about? Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to like the video, share it if you like, and you can hit me up on Instagram and Threads if you guys want to check out my bonus feature content. I'll post bonus features of movies I watch for all the fans to check out and enjoy. So be sure to come on down, check out that. Alrighty. Have a good one.